Hello everyone, this is Gonzo. Welcome back to Maximum Capabilities. I'm finally back to recording and playing video games and procrastinating and so on. A lot of things have changed around my flying islands here, as you can clearly see. I finally finished it. It took a very long time and I burnt myself out several times, which of course you generally do that with large projects in survival. Or at least I do anyway. I mean, this was originally going to be my one and only base, but then obviously I got bored of building flying islands and then decided to move on to that base, or the other base, which I am going to move out from. Still deciding on whether or not I'm going to get rid of it. I mean, it is, and always was, meant to be temporary. It just got a bit bigger than a usual temporary base gets. But yeah, this was originally, that's strange. This was going to be my base originally, which I have made a start on. As you can see, it's a nice homely feel, my nice cave style. A large storage room. I've made it big for a few reasons, to have options, like maybe minecarts running around inside, or control panels here and there. Still not sure what to do with the corners yet. I mean, this one is going to lead off to another area of the base, which I plan to have the base on this sort of right side here, and at the back over there, and it will sort of be around this area and link up to the storage room. Possibly some things down below, but the majority of the island itself is going to be a giant cave, which this window would be a viewing platform for said cave. And it'll be all natural. There'll be loads of trees, there'll be cows and sheep and pigs and so on in there for my farms. Probably going to build a separate island for like wheat and potatoes and so on. And my plan is to link them all with obviously these bridges and minecart systems, or hopper systems. Still haven't quite decided which one. They're both pretty expensive anyway, so it doesn't really matter which one I go for. So that I can move resources around each island. Like for instance, if I have a wheat island and a potato and carrots island, when I harvest them, after I've replanted, I can put them all in the chest, and that chest will put them in a minecart and send it off to the storage room down here, where it will be sorted and put in its chest. And obviously I'll have the storage room hooked up to my branch mine way down below. Let's see what else is there. And maybe it would be useful to have a small minecart bay in here as well, for when I return from the nether, so I can, if it's quite loud, isn't it? I don't know what that would come under. I'll just do this. So yeah, if I come back from the nether and I'm full of junk, basically, that I do like to keep everything that I collect, to be honest. That way I could put it in a minecart, send it off, and I'll just be able to forget about it and it'll sort itself. Automatic smelting, possibly. I might have an auto smelter at some point on some island somewhere, but to be honest, I like the XP that you get when you take things out, so I'll probably, that's not really a priority for this base. Over here we have installed our control panel at last. It's made this thing so much better. It's just so nice to have a control panel down here, so you can turn it off and on again, and turn on the timer so it doesn't lag all the time. And obviously not having to climb that ladder is a godsend, really, just with a little bit more ugliness, but this thing was never pretty to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. As you can see, there's a little bit of junk around as well. This is actually something I'm probably going to use. It's just a well, you put a boat in it and fly it off the edge, and it's quite convenient given the fact that there's a massive ocean underneath me, which I haven't actually explored properly yet. I've pretty much got here, dug a hole, I should say. Started mining, and that was it. And then built these. And then this is a player cannon, which gets you the perfect height for the top of that, which is nice. I might install that somewhere. Sort of temporary things have found a permanent place, really. And then this is the enchantment island, which I really need to come up with a new use for, because nothing too good. But yeah, this island's kind of a dud now. I mean, I thought it would be cool to have an island for enchanting, and I thought that little cave was neat, which it kind of is, but then when you're down there and you get level 30, you have to run all the way up and then run over to the other island, and then you know, just enchant stuff there and run all the way back again, and then it's a pain in the ass. So I built this instead, nice and simple, straight through the wall. In fact, you can even right click it through this gap, but obviously that's a bit of a pain to do, so I just jumped through. And we got stuff in here as well, so the base is coming along, really. Not to mention, I haven't been on, in fact I haven't been on properly to play in several weeks. Just logged on here and there to keep my claims, but as I said, I should be back now, so I think I should get on to a little bit of building. Yeah, oh, look at that. Literally had my finger on my hotkey to stop recording, and it stops raining. Oh well, see you in a second. Right, so I couldn't come up with anything decent to do, as always, but I did think it's probably a good idea to start laying out where things should go, because obviously it's all fun and games when you start building away and oh yeah, that looks great, blah blah blah, and then a little bit later on you realise things don't line up, and that's always a pain in the ass. Like this storage room, got a bit too carried away, built it, and then realised that it's right up against that wall there, so I can't really do too much with this side. I'm not even sure if I have enough room. Oh no, I should have enough room for the sorter, because that's going to be up a bit. But yeah, it was quite a close call, really. I should have planned things. But I like that word. Buts are great. Up here, I plan to sort of extend this central pillar. Obviously, this bit here and these bottom panels will be redstone controls for practically the entire base. And maybe if there's enough room up here in the top section, I'll have it almost as a fast way, maybe in and out, or maintenance access, or something along those lines. And maybe have it so I can get up on the top of the island that way, and have a building up there where the minecart system would be. Alright, hang on a sec, let's just see. What should we do? Hang on a sec, one plan I had was to have this sort of almost like a cliff face down here. But then again, I want to make sure I leave enough room for the sorter, so I've got to be careful about the chest. But yeah, this is... my plan was to have like a sheer cliff face here, maybe with a cave in it so I can get underneath and have access to this storage area here, or this empty space I should say, because it's not a storage area, is it? That's silly gonzo. So I think the basics should really be laid out first, like this path actually, because this is in the way a bit. Because I want a staircase here, and I also want a path going round, so I'm not really sure how wide I can have things. Is this enough for a walkway? Because I like things to be quite big, especially as I've built these islands to be large, and it's been very tedious to build them, so Might as well use all the space I can. Let's see. Almost does feel like that should be a little bit wider. But then, would we have enough room for a staircase? You know, I think this is decent enough, because it's sort of, if you're, you know, in the middle here, you're more likely to go along the pathway anyway, which in turn will come around to here, which will probably have a way down to the large cave area anyway. But you know, more access ways the better. So let's collect this crap. Right. Yeah, the other thing is having, or deciding rather, the floor height, because I like water, as you can probably tell by a lot of my bases. I have water everywhere, so I can't have it against the floor, because I'll start digging around and it'll just be a bit of a pain to install ponds and so on. But then again, if I build too high, I'm not going to be using the most space, and I want to be using all of the space I can, really. I mean, I laid this out to try and decide where the floor level should be, but I'm not convinced that that's the right height. I think it should be higher, but then at the same time lower, because there's all that room underneath that's not being used then. Such difficult decisions. You know, I think actually making it higher would be better. That way we can have some kind of cave system underneath it and have more use for, that was a terrible jump, the space underneath. So as it stands, we could have a cave going in underneath there, and then a staircase inside leading to a undercarriage section. Not sure what I'd have down here. And to be honest, I haven't really decided on a style with this actual build. I'm going to make some kind of fortress or castle on top, possibly make it futuristic looking, but I just realised I've been talking for ages and I haven't actually built anything except for placing a few blocks of dirt. Oops. Sorry about that. I'll fix. I fix, yes. Get rid of this jump. Thankfully, I'm not lagging anymore. I was getting a little bit of lag just before I started recording, so with a bit of luck, we won't have any of those issues. Oops. There we go. Now, how is this for floor height? Okay, I say that and immediately get a sound lag. That's great. You know, actually, I think that's quite a good height, because it's not so low that a staircase would go on forever. But it's not, you know, too high that we've got no space, because that is quite a bit of space still. Perhaps at some point I should install a pond on the top as well, and have a waterfall coming down. That might be an idea. But obviously this base is a very long way away from being anywhere near finished. So obviously stuff like that, if I think too far ahead now, the thing's just going to get forgotten. And my 2 viewers, maybe even 1, might get crabby, you never know, and I might have no viewers. Might just be me sitting back thinking, that was a great video, me, well done, pat myself on the back. Nah, I don't think I'll actually even watch my own videos, let alone expect somebody else to watch them. But if there is anyone out there, thank you. Your views are very appreciated here. I'd give you a cookie, but the server's clearly doing that for you already if you vote, so do it. Advertising opportunities, oh yeah. Right. Okay, that's actually quite a good height, I'm happy with that. I just want to, you know what, I think I'm going to build it out a little bit more, because I have been talking for way too long and not building enough, so I'll lay out a rough floor and I'll be back. Okay, so I built the platform out a little bit more, added this staircase as well, and I do quite like the position of that. Obviously it's going to be a bit wider. And I do like building things out with dirt first, because it gets you a feel for, you know, how it's going to look when it's done, or how the scale will be anyway. So it's obviously not going to be this brown. So now the other question really is, how far along this way do I want it to go? You know, I've been getting some really strange glitches with my game. Oh, that's probably why. Whoops. Nobody saw anything. That was not on. Yeah, I've been getting some weird chunks not loading properly and like flickering. That seems to have fixed it though. Right, so going out this way, I reckon we should... Yeah, how about we let randomness decide? What about that? Is that big enough to run around and animals and dips and so on? Because I'm going to coat all of this in grass, like I'll just do this. And obviously let it all grow over, so it's nice and natural looking, and I think it'll end up, well, at least I hope it'll end up good anyway, because otherwise I'd have built all of this for nothing and I'd have to take it all down. So you come in, and that back wall, would that be too close? Again, I'm trying to be careful here, because I don't want to go too far this way, because I'll start intruding on where the new base is going to go. I don't want to go past this pillar, that's for sure. I think an extra few blocks out that way would be good, and then maybe in this direction we should go up to about... yeah, you know, actually we got so much room going this way. It's probably going to be up to this point, or maybe even further, simply because we're going to have a spiral staircase here, which is why I dug a hole there, and that's going to lead up to... Hang on a sec, if I could just sprint properly and not be a noob, because I haven't played this game in a long time. Come on. Okay, yeah, so I'm building cliffs, and I'm... Oops, just slammed my mouse down. Yeah, I'm gonna terraform this, make it uneven, so it's not completely flat like this. And I've been building some like mountain type things, which will have a little keep on top, I think, and then the fortress will be around this area, and then there'll be like a high-tech looking building over there for the minecart processing and so on. But yeah, I was going to have a cave entrance that splits off to get up and to get down into the base. Obviously, because I like redstone, I'll probably have a way of closing off all of the entrances to this base, and at the nether portal over there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the ladder, whether or not I'm going to get rid of it and have a nether portal system to get up and down. Because that is possible, depending on the coordinates you place them at. But I don't know. Again, planning too far ahead here. I want to just get the basics done, which unfortunately it's still not quite in the position where I can just start building and you know, showing new features that I've added and so on, because it's just not quite finished yet. I want to get the scale and the setup sorted first, which obviously we've started today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end it here, to be honest, because I'm wasting your time, because I'm just too indecisive on what I want to do. So yeah, thanks for watching and for allowing me to waste your time and talk at you for, I don't even know how long it's been now. It's got to be like 25 minutes, something like that. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully the next episode I'll have building. I'm pretty sure I say that every time. But yep, maybe the next time you'll get to see me build something. But I don't know. Sorry about this, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.